If you are a Liverpool fan, you should be really, really happy right now because Liverpool just did what Liverpool do in Anfield, and most in a champion night like this, they did a really good job. They answered back to Galatasaray after the first leg because I saw the first leg match and they really, really struggle. They didn't play as good as they should have played. Because when you see Liverpool versus Galatasaray, you say, okay, look, Liverpool is the better team. They are gonna to dominate and all that. But no, in the first leg on Turkey, Liverpool was awful. Well, not awful. They just didn't play really good. They matched a little bit the energy of Galatasaray, but Galatasaray was way more physical, way more faster. They had way more hustle, but if Liverpool was playing that bad in that first match, they will have lost for more than 1-0. So the thing is, of course, they played bad the first leg. They didn't play awful, that was my bad saying it right there. But we saw a Liverpool that basically didn't want to stay in the field. It was like a Liverpool that didn't have any motivation. So the thing is, now on the second leg, we saw the Liverpool that everybody loves. It was a really physical game on Anfield. The fans were crazy. They were yelling. They were arguing with everybody. With most with the ref. They were angry, but the most important part is that they were cheating and cheating. Sorry, like cheer, not cheating. Of course, they weren't cheating. They were being good cheers, and Anfield show us why Anfield is really dangerous because the fans were really, really good. They were really, really loud, and it was evident the court advantage, the home advantage that Liverpool had. So at the beginning of the game, Liverpool was really physical. It was four interventions, like 4 fouls, and they were stopping the match a lot because Liverpool was really physical. They were playing awesome defense. They were showing a lot of hustle and a lot of energy. They were attacking the ball, going for the ball, making the Galatasaray turn the ball over a lot of times, and they show that they are from the Premier League because in the Premier League is a lot of physical football, and they just did that today. They basically were super physical. It was a lot of fouls. They ran up and down in all the field, and it was really, really great. The thing is, of course, the primary striker of the Galatasaray got injury really soon. Oshimen, unfortunately, he got injured, and in the first match he did an awesome performance. He showed a lot of energy, but the bad thing is that Oshimen, he injured really early, and Liverpool kept being physical, running and chasing the ball, and basically show who the best team is. And Galatasaray, the bad thing, one thing that I didn't really like is that, look, if your player is injured, it's better to do the sub right away. Because Oshimen, he was injured, he was injured like in the arm, and he couldn't move the arm well. So the thing is, the coach and him, they do a chat and they say like, okay, I gonna do the substitution later of the first half. So there you have your primary striker, basically the soul of the team, the one who go for balls and show more hustle, the one that brings energy to the team. Injure, not running, not jumping for balls, of course, because he's injured, not because he doesn't want to. It's because he's injured and he cannot play anymore. So when Galatasaray was doing, the classic long passes, because that's like Really, that's what they actually do a lot of times. In the first leg, they throw the ball away too many times. Oshimen and other strikers were there running for the ball and all that stuff. When they were throwing cross and long passes, Oshimen couldn't run because his arm, and of course, they waste basically all the first half trying to pass the ball to an injured player. So the thing is, Liverpool kept going. They keep doing their thing. They keep chasing the ball, pressuring, and there is a corner. And what happens in the corner is a perfect corner, really well planned. The mid center guy, the number 8 of Liverpool. I'm not gonna pronounce his last name because it's too complicated for me. But the thing is, McAllister, if I'm not wrong, he did a perfect pass to the outside of the zone of the keeper zone, and boom, number 8 hits the ball. He does it perfectly. He's all alone, and he goes and scores the first goal, and that brings a lot of momentum. And since then, Liverpool just kept going. Mohamed Salah, he failed. Literally, he was alone, all alone against the keeper, and he failed a goal. Like, he was like just him and the keeper, and he failed it. And by the way, shout out to the keeper of Galatasaray. He played really well in the first half. Without him, Galatasaray will have end like 12-0. I'm not even exaggerating, because Liverpool went there and they did a lot of shots, and they just keep trying to score, and the keeper was there in the first half, and he was the one trying to motivate the team, because it was a time that he did like a double save. He saved one time, and later he dived for the ball again and saved it. Thanks to the keeper, the team was surviving. But the thing is, Salah fails one goal. He's all alone at minute 28. Later at the 30 minute, Ruiz, he fails a shot. In literally, he was like in the zone. It was like a rebound, and he was like in the zone of the keeper. Like in the big square. He fails it. Later, that does a corner, and Alexis, he hits the ball with his head. He was super close to the keeper, and he fails again. And it's like the Liverpool was doing so much pressure at the end of the game, at the end of the first half, they finally got a penalty. They were doing so much pressure. Literally half of the field, majority of the game was played in the Galatasaray side, because Liverpool was pressuring and was literally playing super smart and super aggressive. So Liverpool has a penalty, and Salah, unfortunately, he fails the penalty. The keeper does a awesome saves. One of those that you go to the left side. No, sorry, it was the right side or something like that. So he goes, and the ball doesn't catch his hands, so he saved the ball with his feet. It was an incredible save, and of course, the score is 1-1, so that has to put Galatasaray a little bit up, because your keeper is doing an incredible performance. Yeah, Liverpool is pressuring, but they can answer back. But later in the second half, everything went away. Even later of a double save and a failed penalty, and the keeper was doing an awesome performance. Liverpool found the third goal, and of course, look, the keeper of the Galatasaray was playing really good. He did a save, and later this guy Gravenberg, he goes. The keeper saves the ball, and later Gravenberg gets the rebound, and boom, he scores again. Before of the Gravenberg goal, Nkitike, he scored one goal before that at minute 51. Later the other goal came at minute 53. So the game is 3-0. It's time like to slow down, put the boss and just like play defense, do some changes, and keep the result. But no, Liverpool wasn't going to do that in his own home, and they didn't did that. It's awesome because Liverpool kept pressuring, they keep being physical, and thanks to all that hard work and all that pressure, Salah, he did one of his old school goals, that he goes, he passed to his teammate. Later, his teammate gets the ball back to Salah, and Salah outside of the keeper zone, outside of the square, he scores a perfect goal, one of his old school goals. It was an incredible goal. If you can go see it, go and see it, because it's one of the old schools goals that Salah used to do in the Liverpool. Later of that, Liverpool kept pressuring even more. They were pressuring. Galatasaray didn't knew what to do with the ball, and Galatasaray turned over the ball a lot of times. The thing is, a little bit of bad news for Liverpool is that Salah, he looks like he was kind of injured. He asked for a change, for a substitution, and he get out with two doctors of Liverpool. Later, he went straight to the locker room, and we don't know if he's injured, or let's hope no, because Salah is a key player, and he's a really talented player. And with this awesome goal that he did, hopefully he can get a big boost of confidence in the Premier League and to perform better along the way. Later of the Salah substitution, of course, Liverpool kept pressuring all the match, all the match, and they keep the pressure up, and it's crazy because I don't know how a team can pressure that much, and the Galatasaray were outclassed. They literally lose everything. They lose order, they lose the ball, they lose the match, they lose confidence, and that's what Liverpool does to you. And now with all that pressure, we know and we can see what Liverpool can do. Unfortunately, one of the Galatasaray players got injured, like in these screens that are around the field, that is like, the screens that are around the field. He like touched one of the staff in the screens, and he got like a really bad cut in his finger, but I hope he's okay. By the way, Anfield again, Liverpool was doing so much pressure and they were playing really good, but Anfield, the fans of Liverpool, they were, yelling, being what a fans should do when your team is down. They were yelling, they were supporting they were supporting the team. It was incredible, and it was an awesome experience to listen, because every time Galatasaray had the ball, they were like, they were like doing that stuff to the Galatasaray players, and that, is like the best home court advantage that you can have. uh, Basically, being in Anfield is really dangerous, brother, because the fans are crazy. They were yelling, but later of that, the Galatasaray player got out because of injury. They clap, they show respect. They were really respectful too in that aspect. And of course, when all the substitution of Liverpool, when all the important players got out, they clap, they were happy, and I'm happy for Liverpool, brother, because they got this win. Before they struggled in the first leg, and they got the second win in incredible fashion with literally a dominance performance 4-0. And now, their next matches are against Brinton in the Premier League. Later, for the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, against Manchester City, and hopefully, Manchester City is like in a bad momentum right now. They're having bad momentum. They're having like a bad streak. So hopefully they do better, Manchester City. But Liverpool, We That's gonna be a really interesting match because Liverpool are having really good momentum against Manchester City that is like in a bad place right now. And later they have like games against Fulham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Chelsea, and all of that. I don't know who they are going to play against the champions, but you know, Liverpool just established themselves as a really dangerous team, and yeah, they established themselves really dangerous. And look, Liverpool still got it. They can go really far in this Champions League because what they did today, not every team does it. A 4-0 and so dominant, showing that Premier League pressure is so physical and all that. I'm really happy for Liverpool. I hope Mohamed Salah didn't get injured. And yeah, Liverpool fans, you guys can be happy. It was an excellent performance today. We're gonna keep watching how Liverpool does along the way, and if they finish the year strong. But hey, look, they're gonna get far if they keep playing like this. So enjoy the moment, be happy, and Liverpool is playing really good. That's all I have to say. I hope you enjoy the video, and please have a good day.